Ladies and gentlemen, Natan Sharansky.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, let me now give my version of meetings with Rav Lookstein. Well, of course, seeing here in the first row Audrey and Husky Lookstein and Kanye Smuggler, those whom I met first time many years ago in Moscow, knowing that there are many other people in this room who were visiting us in Moscow in those years, I have to say that was extremely important. It was clear for us that that is our bridge to freedom. That's the only connection which we have, the only source of information for us and for the world. And also I, as one who became at the time kind of an official spokesman, the one who was keeping this contact alive all the time, I had to learn very quickly that although our movement is very powerful, but it's very Jewish. And there are many Jewish organizations who disagree with one another, who are competing with one another, who don't trust one another, who don't share information with one another. So I have to take risk twice and to put these people under risk twice and to send the same information to two different organizations in New York which are not talking to one another. So here comes a very nice couple, Rebbe and his wife, and as you heard, I immediately enjoyed the fact that they are similar to me and my wife. So, and they said that they are connected to Coalition for Soviet Jewry, what means organization which is organizing Solidarity Sundays. So I said, okay, we have, I have a special information for your organization. And then Rav Lookstein said, but you know, I have a lecture to give. I came here to give a lecture. Okay, to refuseniks. Okay, I said, but to whom you're going to give it? And I'm shy to say him, but maybe he doesn't know that we are a very Jewish movement. We have different groups who don't talk to one another in Moscow. So how he can do it? I think he wants everybody in one room. He said, no, I know that I have to go to these three different groups, and I am ready to go there because I want to speak to all of them and to give this lecture. Okay, I said, but it will be Shabbat, how we will do it? It's not really walking distance. He said, we will walk. And I remember that long Shabbat when I took him to one place and to the other and the third, and we were walking and walking and walking for hours. And so I had an opportunity to hear this lecture 3 times. And I was not sorry of it, because the lecture was very powerful. What was the lecture about? About difference between Jewish heroes and antique heroes, and heroes of Greece and Rome and the others. That all the heroes of the other people are very strong, are very powerful, are heroes of the wars. And Jewish heroes, biblical heroes, are very weak, they are full of doubts, they are full of hesitations, but they have faith, and they are reminded about their mission history, and in the end they defeat these empires. And then he was taking all this history to our days and was telling to us, and you continue this line today. Look how powerful is the Soviet Union. But they are like all those heroes of all those empires which disappeared. And you, these weak, small groups of Jews, you are those who have faith, who reconnected you with history, and you are those, it is now your turn to defeat our enemies. And I have to say that this taking us back to history and then bring us today was really empowering us, was making us very proud, very strong. And then while we were walking together a lot, Haskell also told me that he has a lecture for American Jews, that he's just now making his, I don't remember, PhD or whatever it was, PhD, yeah, in Yeshiva University, and the topic of it is, and he's speaking all the time, comparing the role of American Jewry in history during the Shoah and the role of American Jewry today. And it's also about how we were weak when we were disconnecting ourselves from history, when we were ignoring our responsibility for other Jews, and how we're becoming strong today. And I thought and I felt it, that here is a person who is building not simply a mechanical bridge between us, Russian Jews, and American Jews. He's taking us back to our history, to our roots. He's taking Americans back to their history. And then he's taking us to the modern history and reminds us, after all, that we have one history. We have one narrow bridge through which we go, and that's our strength. And I have to tell you that late in prison, when in the punishing cell, being lonely and alone, I was singing the song, Kol Halam Kulo Gesher Tzar Mood. I knew what bridge we are talking about. It was exactly the bridge that we were taught by Rav Luxstein. Well, then, history repeats. Many years after I'm released from prison, I am going to visit for the first time in the United States of America. And here everybody invites me, and I have to meet with President Reagan, and with the Senate, and with the Congress, and with Jackson Foundation, and with Human Rights Watch, and with many others. And of course, all the Jewish organizations are inviting me. And my wife, Vitaly, and her brother, Michael, are giving me the last instructions and reminding me all these meetings are important, but your first allies, your first fighters are Jews, so you come to New York, you have to visit Rav Avi Weiss and Rav Luxstein. I said, great. Can we do it together? They said, oh, no, no, they are from different organizations. They said, it's... and we are, look, we are 11 years later. Yeah, I already almost forgot about this. But they say, that is coalition for those Jewry, and then students struggle for Soviet Jewry. Then I remember how Rav Luxstein was traveling between groups. I said, okay, is it on walking distance, river? They said, no, no, it's not walking distance. So I had to come and to spend one day with Rav Avi Weiss, great friend who really, being the leader of the Jewry, adopted my wife, and then to come to Rav Luxstein, to Ramaz, and then we were singing together Kol Halam Kulo Gesher Tzar Mood on our Solidarity Sunday. And by chance, 3 days ago, Rav Avi Weiss calls me from Helsinki to tell me that he's very happy that one of his young rabbis who finished his yeshiva, his dissident yeshiva, he is becoming chief rabbi of Helsinki. There probably are 20 or 30 Jews, and he is now chief rabbi. So, big achievement. And then I told him that, well, and he wanted to meet on his way back. I said, you cannot because I'll be in New York. So he says, what are you doing in New York? And I have to say to him, look, I have a dinner, you know, on Rav Luxstein. And then I immediately remember what was 25 years ago. And he tells me, oh, how good it is. What a great leader is Rav Luxstein. He said, it took me years to understand and appreciate. I was sitting out of establishment. I could do whatever I wanted. But he was inside the establishment. And he was telling to establishment what to do, what demonstrations to have. That's real heroism. I have to say, oh, fine. I have to say, I think that's really close to the circle. Rav Luxstein was teaching establishment to activism and activists to respect established Jewish values. He was crossing all these bridges, building one narrow but big bridge of history of Jewish people that make them feel together one family. And now I am as the chairman of Jewish Agency, and Our main task is to strengthen Jewish identity of Jews all over the world, wherever they are. And we know that the only way to do it is to bring as many Jews as possible to Israel, as much of Israel to Jewish people. And we know that in the end, we are becoming strong only when we go back to our history, to our values, to our community, to our state, and then we can change the world. And we will succeed in it because we have such great teachers as Rav Luxstein. Thank you.